everyone. Welcome to the Women's History Month interview series, The Women Speak. Please state your name, the institution that you're at, and how you are affiliated with the MMPC.
Sure. My name is Gina Leinninger. I'm a professor at Michigan State University, and I'm affiliated with the MMPC as a regional member of the Michigan Diabetes Research Center, and we have strong ties here as regional members at MSU with University of Michigan and the MDRC and the MMPC. So I'm very affiliated with the University of Michigan diabetes community.
So just getting started, did you, coming up into the role that you're currently in, did you have any examples or role models or people that inspired you to want to be in the position that you're currently in, or even to want to go into academia?
Absolutely. So I was very lucky to have a graduate mentor who was a fantastic female role model in science. And that was my graduate mentor, Dr. Eva Feldman. Dr. Feldman is a world celebrated neurologist and neuroscientist, and she set an excellent example for me about how to be a scholar, how to be extremely enthusiastic about science, how to move science forward, and how to help foster scientific curiosity and excitement in others. And so I could not have had a finer role model for what it means to be a scientist and for what I might want to do in my career as well. I don't know that I can remotely fill her footsteps, but I certainly do try on a daily basis.
I was about to say, I'm sure you do. I'm sure you're trying hard and,
She's a dynamo. I don't think anyone can.
And where are you guys still in touch now? And do you guys still keep in touch?
Absolutely. So it's really interesting that a lot of the work that Dr. Feldman does was related at that time to diabetic peripheral neuropathy and pain associated with diabetes. In my career, I pivoted to studying feeding and things and sort of had moved away from that. But now we're really interested in the intersection of body weight and obesity and pain. And so I found myself coming back to reading papers by her and that expertise. And it's just funny how a career can go in great circles, and that everything you learn along the way can add up and be used throughout your career at different times.
I love that because it just kind of reminds you that nothing is really lost.
Never.
And something will eventually come back around. So that's so good to know. What role has working with or for the MMPC played in your career thus far?
Absolutely. So a lot of what we do in our research program is characterizing mouse models using phenotyping. And so everything that the MMPC does is critical for the work that we do. The methodologies they use are ones that we need to use as well. They are world-renowned experts in these methodologies and how to apply them and best interpret the data. And so I'm lucky to be able to partake of that expertise. Additionally, the training that they provide for trainees who need to learn these sorts of things as well, having them as a world-renowned resource has been fantastic as I try to raise the next generation of great scientists who can leverage these methods as well.
It's amazing. Would you say, because something that I've, kind of consistently heard from other affiliates who work with the MMPC is that the collaboration is kind of one of the not only foundational things that they've experienced working with MMPC, but just one of the things that they've highlighted. Would you say that the collaboration with the MMPC has been pretty paramount in your career?
Absolutely. So it connects me with a network of experts in the important things that I need for the research that my team does, that advances my expertise and knowledge of the field. They're all warm and welcoming collaborators. And so, yes, it has been phenomenal to be in that collaborative network.
That's so good to know. What's one thing you've done in your career that your younger self would be proud of?
Let's see. I think my younger self would be really excited to know that I'm trying to help the next generation of scientists to become scientists. We all start somewhere, and when you get in, you don't know what you don't know. And this is why we really look to our mentors to help guide the way, to excite us, to keep our passion high during the difficult, bumpy parts. And so I've been really grateful to be able to do that within my lab, for the mentees within my lab, and then now also as a graduate program director for the molecular, cellular, and integrative physiology program at MSU, and to have a broader reach to help more trainees across different fields to realize their scientific goals.
That's so amazing. Have you happened to see anybody that reminds you of your younger self when you were coming up?
That's fun. Yes. And it's fun to meet trainees who do remind you of yourself. And then you also go, oh, yeah, I used to do that too. Maybe I can help them recognize this thing earlier and do better than I did when I used to fall into those different traps. So yes, it's been lovely, but it's also equally as lovely to see people who are very different than me, who come from completely different backgrounds, have completely different interests, and to help them nurture their scientific curiosity and expertise wherever that may lie. So I really embrace getting to help everybody in their scientific journey.
The example that I'm sure you're setting for your trainees coming up is, I could only imagine, is truly helping them in great ways. And just your positive energy that I'm getting through this interview, I know they are super, super excited to be working with you. How do you measure success in this field as a woman? I don't know if you see a lot of women in your role. Your example was a woman, but, just even standing where you are and looking at your peers, like, how do you kind of gauge success?
Yeah. So, it is true that there have been, fewer award winners of major awards in our field who are women. That there's still differences in the rates of publications and grant funding, and those are real realities. Those come with logistics that come along with being a woman, and wanting to have a family, and the way that time crunch occurs within the logistics of a scientific career. And so I have been lucky to have mentors and examples of female scientists who've done great in their career and also have had families and have been able to emulate work-life balance. And so, there are other great examples of us out there, and everything that we can do to just keep trying to support the next generation of female scientists and understand that we have different situations that sometimes take a little more grace and might take a little more time, but that we can all reach those metrics that we want to reach. And that what it looks like is, yes, doing science that you're proud of and that advances the field. That doesn't necessarily need to be in the highest echelon journals, in my opinion. It needs to be science that moves the needle forward and allows you to do that great science while, not taking away from the other important aspects of your life too.
I mean, I don't think that could have been better said. Thank you. That's such a good point. Like, being able to truly try to find, at the best you can, the balance between the life, that you live outside of your work, and not making it the full total part of who you are, but it's still being impactful nevertheless. And then my last question is, what's one piece of advice that you would give to a young woman in STEM today?
Yes. So my advice is to be curious, to find the research thing that gets you up in the morning, and to know that there are going to be some mornings it's going to be harder to get up in that morning than others, that it's never going to be always an easy ride, but that if you have that fire in you for something, when you find that thing that you're excited about, that fire will carry you through even the hard times, and to keep nurturing it, and know that the reason you became a scientist will remain, will prevail, and just keep that enthusiasm and excitement, it will take you to a long, long and exciting career.
That was amazing. And again, could not have been better said. Thank you so much, Dr. Leinninger, for taking the time to truly be another woman who is making history in her own right. So we thank you for joining us for this interview series.
Thanks so much. I really appreciate it, and have a wonderful day.
You too.
Bye.